Hi guys, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Ria and I'm a lifestyle content creator living in Ireland. If you're seeing my face for the first time, you're welcome. Please do make sure to subscribe before you leave, and also please give this video a thumbs up. And if you're a returning subscriber, just know that I love you to the moon and back. So today, as you guys can see from the title of this video, people have always been asking me this question: oh, how was your master's degree program? How was it transitioning as a Nigerian to, the abroad to do your master's degree? How was it for you? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? What challenges did you face? Was it difficult? Was it easy peasy and all of that? So I've had people ask me these questions concerning my master's degree, and it's been long overdue. But then since we are getting close to September, I decided to put out this video here to help people that are incoming and help people that just want to know pretty much. So if this is something that you want to know or something that you want to hear about, please keep on watching. So as you guys can already see from the title of the video, we're going to be talking about getting a master's degree abroad. Challenges, difficulties, depression, confusion, how it was, the process, transitioning from being a Nigerian to a foreign land to actually get your master's degree. So the very first question that people always ask me is, oh, what did you study in school? So I did study international public policy and diplomacy. That was what I had my master's in. And mostly it was more like a continuation from my bachelor's degree, because for my bachelor's degree I studied history and international studies, and then moving over to my master's I wanted something that was in line with what I did for undergrad, because I was looking long term and I wanted to be maybe a diplomat or an ambassador or work in all these federal government or governmental parastatals, governmental organization, multinational organizations. Hence why I actually chose that course for my master's degree. Okay, I came to Ireland in 2019 September, although I resumed late, but I started my master's degree program here. How it was for me in a nutshell, in a summary, how my master's degree program was, it was actually overwhelming, to be honest. That's just the word that I'm going to use to describe my master's degree program. It was overwhelming. It was actually, it was interesting, at some points, but the major word was that it was overwhelming because of a couple of things. So the first thing I'm going to actually tell you, if you're actually deciding to, come and get your master's degree abroad, it doesn't have to be Ireland. It's just to know the course that you want to study. I always tell people to know what they want to come and study during their master's degree, because that's a whole ballgame altogether. That's a whole different kind of degree altogether. Be sure that you want to study that particular course that you're coming to study, and also in that particular country. Because for example, now I have studied international public policy and diplomacy. Would I use that course? Do I see myself using this course to actually thrive in the next 10 years? Maybe and maybe not. I'm not certain. So before you pick a master's course, be sure that you want to do this course. Be sure that you have an interest in this particular course, right? And be sure that this course will actually help you get to where you want to be career wise, long term, short term, whatever, right? Don't just study the course because you kind of think it's a bad and bougie course, or maybe because you think that you have good interest in it, or maybe you have a passion in it. Sometimes passions will not take you as far as when you're kind of being logical, and when you're looking at the market, what's happening, what is needed in the market right now. My course is not one of those courses that are extremely needed. It's not one of those very skilled courses, especially in the country that I studied it in. So for example, if you have entrepreneurship interest, if you know that you're a business mind kind of person, you know that you just love to do business, right? You won't come and study, let's say for example, you read geography in your bachelor's degree and you want to come and study, let's say, applied geography in your master's degree, but you know that you are more of a business kind of person. You've grown, you've seen yourself, you know what you can do, you know what you cannot do. Do not now come and study applied geography because you want to continue with that, when you know that you will not use the course. When you know that once you just get the certificate, like that's the end of it with you and geography. You will not use it because you will now go and go and open a business, or start up like a company. So it's always advisable to always look into the course that you want to study abroad and make sure that it's the course that you want to use. For example, I studied history and international studies in my bachelor's degree, and so did my best friend Grace. She also studied history and international studies. When we're thinking of our master's degree, we're kind of thinking, oh, what course do we want to do? Where does our interest lie? What course do we think that we would continue to do even after the degree? Because it's one thing to have a master's degree, and it's another thing to actually use the course that you studied for your master's degree. Do you understand? She did not do anything that had to do with history and international studies. It was like a major switch for her. She's studying international business at the moment. Sometimes I'll even question that. Why would you be thinking or transitioning from history and international studies to international business? Like, would you be able to cope and all of that? But she knew within her that international business is something that she would carry on even after the degree. She was more of this entrepreneurship, she had this entrepreneurship mindset, and that wasn't me, right? So I came and I did international public policy and diplomacy, and she did international business. Now with these two courses, right, she's using her own after school. She's starting up a business, doing something in that light. And me, having read international public policy and diplomacy, what really am I using it to do at this moment? Do you understand what I'm saying? So all I'm just saying is that be sure that what you're coming to study abroad, it doesn't have to be abroad, be it home, be it abroad, be sure that what you're actually studying, you would be able to use it past just a certificate. Okay, so for me actually coming here to study in Ireland and for my master's degree, something that actually made me know that it was really different was the fact that you will write a lot of essays. It may be different in like other courses, but in my course I had to write a lot of essays. For example, you maybe study 4 or 5 courses in a semester, and then in each course you probably have to submit like 3 different essays, and you're going to use all of them. Because in my course I didn't really like do exams, like I didn't write exams at all. We didn't write exams in my course, so it was more or less like 10 papers, essays, class presentations, and all of these things were really new to me, trust me. Because in my school, my bachelor's degree undergrad, although we submitted essays and stuff, but they were not strict. They would, like here they will tell you not really like strict, but they were not precise. For example, here they'll tell you, oh, you have to be like 3,000 words or like 4,000 word essays. You have to make sure that you do not plagiarize. Like that's one thing that I need to tell you guys. A couple of presentations, normally now it's one thing to actually go and be talking in front of your peers, and it's another thing to stand in front of a foreign lecturer, foreign student as well, from different countries in the world, and you're giving a presentation for a topic. And the first day I had my presentation, it was actually good, but that was like a group presentation. I was like the only girl, the only black in that particular group, and I was just overwhelmed. Like nights before, I was just pacing up and down. I could not sleep. I was just like, God, what am I going to say? Are these people going to understand my accent? What is this? I was just complaining and complaining. But I mean, like, I think I kind of got used to it. I think like I even had a very good score. I had like a 72 from that group presentation. So yeah, just know that whatever you're coming to do for a master's degree, they tend to make you write. Like you have to write a lot. If you're going to be taking a sentence from like, let's say, Google or Wikipedia, there's this software I will tell you guys that I actually used to use, that I used while I was a student to help me, Quillbot. Most of all of these things, I'll leave them down in my description box. So if you want to learn how to like paraphrase maybe like a paragraph, and you kind of want to know how to paraphrase it so it doesn't look like the exact one, it doesn't look like you're copying and pasting, I recommend that you use Quillbot. Quillbot is one software that I mostly use. You get to use like Turnitin. Like they use Turnitin for every essay like that you write, and God bless you that your plagiarism, for my school, God bless you that your plagiarism is not high, because if it is, you won't believe it. You won't believe what will happen to you. Let me just leave it there. You won't believe what will happen to you. If you're coming to get like a master's degree abroad, know how to find good quality articles, materials, books, PDFs that will help you for your particular assignment or your particular course. So there are actually like some sites that I'll kind of like say. So if you know JSTOR, like JSTOR, I'll kind of leave everything down in the description box below. So JSTOR is one like good quality website that I actually use for my, you know, for my studies and stuff. I also use Academia. I think you can also use like Willy as well. Also make sure that you kind of like use your university library as well. Don't even underestimate the power of the books in your library at all, and just basically prepare for these things, to be very honest. So it's not like a shock to you. Do you understand? Prepare for these things, kind of like already know this software, kind of like already have all this knowledge. This is actually not to like scare anybody or make you feel like, oh, getting a master's degree abroad is scary. No, it's not even that. It's just to make you prepared for what you're coming to do abroad. So yeah, so my master's program here actually wasn't bad at all. Like I really enjoyed every moment that I actually spent here doing my master's degree, although it was kind of like cut short in March, like after a few months, because of the whole you know, the whole COVID and stuff. But like the few times that I got to spend in class, you know, I made new friends. You meet like different people from different parts of the world, you make new friends, you be able to talk to like, you know, lecturers and all of that. So it was actually like a great experience, to be very honest. For people asking, it wasn't bad. Let me tell you guys about the first essay that I actually wrote here in Ireland. So my very first essay was like in the course of European security, right? So when I wrote this particular essay, God, I was praying before I submitted. I was literally praying before I submitted. So when I submitted and everything, the lecturer was like very fast, so he like marked in like a week or in 2 weeks, and then he gave it to us. And when I saw my results, I don't even want to say to cry, guys. I was crying. I called Grace. I called like people that used to do like my academic, because I had like an academic team. I called all of them. I was just like, what is this? Like, what? I was like, I can't cope. I don't think my just said it to my heart, because that essay was not good. I was just like, where did I go wrong? Then I realized that, girl, you're referencing, because like they would kind of like leave you feedback as to why you scored what you scored. So in one of my feedback, he was like, oh, my referencing wasn't done properly. I kind of like, you know, did the whole copy and pasting thing, and like, you know, but I tried to paraphrase, but I mean, it wasn't good enough. So that was where I had to learn. Very difficult way to learn, by already failing your essay, your very first essay. You're already failing you're already failing your very first essay. But that was like a hard way that made me know that, girl, you have to actually learn how to do these things. You can't keep on having like the mentality you had for your bachelor's degree to come here and like do your master's. You can't keep on doing things the way you used to do them back at home, right? So I had to learn how to paraphrase. I had to learn how to use to always like, you know, check in my work, like plagiarism, kind of like use Turnitin before I now do like the final submission. And another thing I want to let you guys know is that I know some people will be asking now, what about Grammarly? Grammarly is good for checking your work, like the spelling, the punctuations here and there, how to paraphrase, how to help you make your work look precise and nice. But for a plagiarism work, I will not really bank on Grammarly as much, because the first essay that I used, I know I ran it through Grammarly. Like, I even paid for the premium one. I ran it through Grammarly, and Grammarly was telling me that I only had 3% of plagiarism. Meanwhile, in the main Turnitin, I don't want to tell you the percent that I had, but it was a lot. That was why I almost failed that part. I think I almost failed it, because if it was 48 or 58, that was almost like a fail, to be very honest. So those kind of things, you have to be careful. You really have to be careful, and you have to be prepared, right? You just have to be prepared before you go abroad to study your master's degree or your bachelor's degree or any kind of degree. I have like a couple of advice that I want to give to people that are, you know, coming abroad to either study for their master's degree, their undergrad, bachelor's degree, or PhD, or just like short programs. The first one is like kind of like have a positive mindset. Like, regardless if you're a Christian or if you're a Muslim, whatever religion, if you just believe in something, learn how to pray. Like, pray continuously, because at the end of the day, you can be doing everything right, and if you don't pray if you don't really pray and ask for the grace of the Lord on your life and your essays, sometimes it doesn't really go as planned. So like, have a positive mindset amongst all other things. Do not doubt yourself. I know that sometimes self-doubt will obviously want to creep in, but try to kind of like push that behind you. Do not doubt yourself. Do not doubt what you write. Try to make like very good good friends. Like try to make good friends in your class, outside your class. Just make good friends that will help you, you know, people that you can at least maybe read together, you know, exchange ideas together, just so that you enjoy your master's degree program, and also just so that, you know, it becomes very smooth for you, so you don't feel like you're carrying a lot of load and it feels like maybe you're like the only one in that space. So if you have like people around with you that are kind of like going through the same thing, and then you guys kind of like talk about it, you know, you kind of like feel better that okay, I'm not the only one here, so I can like calm down and breathe. Do you understand? So kind of like make good friends. Also learn how to network as well. I keep on saying this every time, like networking is key, guys. Kind of like learn how to network. Have a good relationship with your lecturers, right? I'm not saying go and overdo, I'm not saying go and overdo or go and do the most or farms too much, but like kind of like have like a good rapport with your lecturers, have like a good rapport with your classmates as well, and have like a good rapport with people around you. And another thing I'm going to say is that make sure that you do not procrastinate. Me, I'm not one to actually procrastinate. There's some people that, you know, they actually want to get things done. Like for example, if you're given like an essay today is Saturday and you're meant to get this essay submitted by Friday. I have a friend who can start her essay on Wednesday that's meant to submit by Friday, and she will get it done by Friday and she will have good grades. While I have another friend that needs to start on Saturday morning that you gave that assignment so that she can be able to submit, and both of them will submit at the same Friday, just that one has started before and one has started late. If you know that you're one that, you know, you like to work under pressure, because sometimes I do like to work under pressure. I have this particular friend, Lillian, she likes to work under pressure. That's when she feels like she's at her best, and there are people that are like that. Okay, so just know who you are, know what you can work with, know what is for you. So don't go and start your essay on Wednesday when you know that the deadline is by Friday, and you know that you're not going to do well with pressure, and you will not now submit on time, or you kind of like submit a shabby work that you're not going to get a good grade for, you're not going to be proud of. Don't do that. Try to always get as much work done as fast as possible. Trust me, it's going to help you save a lot of time. Another thing I'm going to say is that I know that school can be overwhelming and all those stuff, but try to make time for yourself. Try to take yourself out. Try to just, you know, me, I'm all for enjoyment, because this life is once. This life is once. So as much as you're doing like your master's degree and stuff, try to make time for yourself. Try to get enough rest. Try to eat as much. I know that it could be very overwhelming with writing essays and transitioning from a different kind of educational background to another one, or a different kind of setting to another one. But like, try to get as much rest as you can. Try to make time for yourself. Try to take yourself out. Try to make yourself happy. Just try to, you know, feel all right, because you need your mental space. You need your mental space like intact for you to be able to actually do well and perform well in your essays or your presentation or your exams on your master's degree as a whole. You need that mental space, so you need to be all right for yourself. Try not to fall sick, I beg you, because time doesn't wait for anyone. Good to actually think of my master's or my bachelor's degree, my exam, but like, try to make time for yourself. Okay, try to enjoy as well as you are doing your master's degree. Try out new restaurants, go to new places, take more pictures, make videos, just enjoy the moment. I know you're here for your master's degree, but try to, like, you know, enjoy the environment, enjoy the country that you're in, enjoy their culture. So if you do all these things, I'm very sure that you'll be able to rock and roll your master's degree program, to be very honest. So I just wanted to come here and then just, you know, speak to you guys about my experience, the process, how it was for me, like the whole master's degree. So I hope you guys have been able to like learn one or two from like this, you know, this whole video. If you have any questions concerning your master's degree or your bachelor's or your PhD degree, I am specifically for Ireland, but whatever country I could like help you, you know, kind of like answer using my knowledge, or maybe asking people around. So if you have any more questions, don't forget to leave them down in the comment section below. I'm going to reply every comment. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to hit the notification bell and also subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll see you guys in my next video, but for now, my name is Rhea and I love you guys. Mwah. Bye guys.